Book 268. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels, and today I'm going to tell you guys about the mighty has fallen. That's right, the mighty has fallen. But what is Matthew Daniels talking about? A long time ago, in a kingdom which sat next to a very high mountain, the common people of the society gathered in the center of town to discuss their king and to lament the poor job of governing that he was doing. One of my ancestors, no less, was there when the people gathered, and they have passed down directly to me from mouth to ear exactly what took place that fateful day. Our lives are hard, the people protested, and the king's life is easy. We do not have enough food to eat, and we do not all have homes to live in. What good is a king that does not ensure that his subjects are taken care of? The people spoke in this manner until they all became angrier and angrier, and their words turned from protest to violence. One of the people, a man named Cleophas, stood up and said that the king should no longer be the king, and if the people all moved as a single force, they could easily depose him. His words were well received, and the people headed out towards the palace with plans to depose their king. The palace sat at the top of the mountain, so the people scaled it to reach the subject of their disdain. Finding the king sitting on his throne in the palace, they charged him with being a poor king and seized him aggressively. Then they beat him and dragged him from the palace and back down the mountain. At the base of the mountain, they held a mock trial, and they found him guilty of being a poor king, and Cleophas sentenced him to death. With absolutely no hesitation, they carried out the sentence and tossed the king's lifeless body in an open field, saying he wasn't even worthy of a proper burial. Then a woman named Amy spoke up. She said, "Cleophas should be our new king." All the people agreed, and they praised Cleophas for his bravery and intelligence. They then put him upon their shoulders and carried him up the mountain in triumph. The crown was placed on the head of Cleophas, and he was seated on the throne to the cheers of the people. Believing that Cleophas would govern correctly, the people went back down the mountain and left him to rule in peace. When they reached the center of town, a man named Archelaus spoke up. "We still have no food in our homes, and some of us still have no homes to place food in. Cleophas indeed now has everything he desires, but we are still poor and destitute." The people agreed with Archelaus, and they lamented the poor job of governing that Cleophas was doing. Their lamenting turned to anger, and they soon stormed back up the mountain and laid hold of King Cleophas. Beating him badly, they dragged him down the mountain, charged him with being a bad king, and Archelaus sentenced him to death. The execution was swift, and they haphazardly tossed the body of Cleophas into an open field next to the previous king and many other kings before him. Then a woman named Amy suggested they make Archelaus king, and so they did. After his coronation, the people went back to the center of town and lamented their condition. A man named Typhon rose up and spoke against King Archelaus, and the people soon decided to kill him as well. And this kingdom did this over and over until there were no men left to be king, and they never did have their problem solved. And so, the morning motivation of today is, the mighty has fallen. You will find in life that some people will complain no matter what it is that you do for them. It is as if they find purpose in life by pointing out what is wrong. These people do not want solutions, they only want the problems. And these people will raise people up to positions of prestige and power only to see them torn down and humiliated. Today, do your best to avoid people like that, and always strive to do that which is good. And remember, you are awesome, you are amazing, you are wonderful, and you are great. And you are going to change the world. I just hope I'm still alive to see it, family. I'm out. Good morning. To order books in the Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels book series, search Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels on Amazon.com or visit www.dandyandbigherm.com.